Hi, everybody. I'm reading outside today from the Losers Club, and we're reading the Deep End is what chapter 22 is called. Alec, it's for you. Alec didn't hear. He had finished Hatchet on the ride home from extended day, and after dinner and some math homework, he had started Johnny Tremaine. So now he was fighting the Redcoats in Old Boston again. His little brother's voice rang out again, much louder. Alec, get the phone. Get the landline. Oh, sorry. Alex scrambled out into the hall, grabbed the phone from the table by the top of the stairs, and took it back into his room. Hello? So are you proud of yourself? It was Nina, and she was on the attack, her voice harsh and flat. Proud? What do you. She didn't let him finish. Today at the club table, she said, biting off each syllable, you made that kid feel rotten. Why would you do that? Nina cut him off again. I talked to him, after you left for home, and he's nice, which you would have figured out if you hadn't been such a jerk. But no, this is my table, and everybody has to be all quiet and serious. And you're just some dumb little fourth graders. So just leave me alone. That's exactly what you were like, and it was just ugly. She was quiet a second, and Alex said, well, what? She snapped. Is this where you start making all kinds of excuses? Is this where you go boo hoo and whine about what a bad day you were having? Alec had had enough. He snarled, no, this is where you just keep yelling and yelling until you start to hear how awful and stupid you sound. And this might be when you realize you don't even know what you're talking about. That's what this is. Nina pushed right back, and that mean wisecrack you made about how Kent sent Jason over to keep you company, what was that? Another big boo-hoo? Is that what that was? Alec's hands weren't clammy, and he didn't feel shy. It didn't seem like he was even talking to a girl right then, just this angry noise blasting out of the phone. So he said, if you could maybe be quiet for half a second, I could tell you. Well, I wish you would. Then she added sarcastically, please. Alex said Kent dumped Jason from his kickball team because he played lousy on Friday, and then he made Jason come and join the Losers Club for 2 weeks as a punishment. And Kent told Jason that he wanted him in the Losers Club so that he could keep an eye on his girlfriend for him. Alec gulped and kept going. Plus, last week when Kent said you were like a warrior princess, Wednesday morning I told him that's what you were like, and then on Wednesday afternoon he said it to you like he was the one who thought it all up. It was quiet, just the hum of the phone line between them. Calmer, Alex said. So yeah, I was having a bad day. But you're still right. I shouldn't have been mean to Jason, and I'll apologize to him. Nina said, I already did. I apologized for you. I told him how you're actually nice and how you're smart and funny and that there must have been some reason for the way you were acting, and there was a reason. She paused for a long beat, then said, Sorry I yelled at you. Alex's hands were sweaty now. It's okay. After a moment, Nina said, You know another thing Jason told me? What? He said that even if Kent begged him to come back and play on his team now, he wouldn't. He says he likes to read more than just about anything, even with a grown-up yelling at him. They both laughed a little, and Nina said, But I'm not kidding. Jason's staying, and he'll see how hanging out with you is lots better than being bossed around all the time by Kent. Anybody could figure that out, even me. Alec gulped. Wait, what? Now there was a smile on Nina's voice. You heard me, she said. I'm not silly, I can see what's going on. You can? Alex said. Of course I can. Alec made a face, and he was glad Nina couldn't see it. Wait, he said again. What are we talking about here? Simple, Nina said. We're talking about how you don't like it when I hang around with Kent, and how Kent is so jealous that you and I are friends that he had to send that kid over to our table to keep track of what we say to each other. Alex snorted. Kent, jealous of me? No way. Nina spoke calmly. I'm just telling you what I see, that's all. Alec was having trouble thinking. So are you saying that you still like being at the table reading? Not quite, Nina said. I'm saying I still like being there reading with you. Oh. Alec had to let that sink in. It started to, and then he had to ask something else. But how come you hang out with Kent so much? Nina said, Well, partly it's because I like sports. Plus, I have math and science for my last two classes, and I like running around a little before I sit down and read. But it's also, well, when Kent started paying attention to me, I started meeting other kids, especially other girls, like right away. And I like that. But all the girls, they've got Kent totally figured out. But that doesn't mean they don't like it when he flirts around with them, because they definitely do. Alex said, Oh, right, as if he did somehow know what Nina meant. But Alec didn't know he was barely getting any of this. He felt like he was suddenly swimming at the deep end of the big pool, and he hadn't really known that the pool itself was even there. He was, in a way, in way over his head. But not Nina. She was perfectly at ease in those waters, paddling big circles around him. Well, she went on, like I said, I'm sorry I yelled at you, and I'm glad we got to talk. So see you tomorrow, okay? Sure, okay, Alex said. Tomorrow. Bye. Bye, she said. Alec pushed the off button. Then he sat perfectly still for almost a minute, staring at the phone. His mind was racing, but not randomly. Alec was sifting through the library he had in his mind, flipping through books that he had read, scanning all the plots and characters he could remember. He was trying to recall a story that might be sort of like what he was going through, or some scene where a guy felt totally confused by what a girl said, or any character who was even a little bit like him. His mind slammed to a full stop. This stuff right now, is this kind of like what was happening to Percy and Annabeth in The Lightning Thief, and then in the rest of the series? But that thought made Alex shake his head and smile. He knew he didn't know much, but he did know that perfect little endings happen in books, not in real life. At least, not in his life, or not yet anyway. But he pushed that out of his head too. For now, he needed to try to understand just enough so that he wouldn't make himself look like a total fool tomorrow at school. Could be a very bad Tuesday. He needed help. And 1 minute later, help actually arrived, like a plot twist in a novel. And the next chapter is called 1 Minute Later. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.